said, a lot of it's just getting your setup. I think, you know, we refer to the basics a lot, and I think that's a good thing. Because if you can get good at the basics, I mean, everything else starts to follow.
That's exactly right.
So, like, I mean, just to give you some, just so you have it on the video here, if you were to draw a line from where your buttons and chin were the other day, you can see they're in front of the ball. And you might be able to see a little bit of a tilt, but not a tremendous amount here. Okay, versus, you know, right now if we did this line, and this is a practice swing, by you can see the difference there. And like I said, I mean, it's as simple as
So the shoulder should be tilted like that.
a little bit. You have to remember, because you're honestly
right.
your right hand's lower than your left.
Right,
That's the only reason.
right.
So that's a big thing. But like I said, I think if you were your practical practice, it's good to put, like, you can put just two clubs down like this. Very simple. So let's just take you back. We'll just go the backswing here. Put the lines. So this is day one here. Like we said, the backswing part was pretty good from this direction. So you can see not a whole lot has changed in that regard, right? Which is a good. It's not that we didn't want that to happen. This is where you're going to start to see some changes. So you can start to see here. Shoulder going at the same time, right? Okay, so now this one, you can start to see that hip is already going through the line before you're swinging down. See that?
Yeah.
So that's different already. And I can tell, other than that, look at the space in between your legs also as you're coming down, because of that motion. So you can see that not that that's a bad thing, but you can just start to see that. So when you get to halfway down, that's the position of your body there. Let's bring you halfway down.
Oh, yeah.
That's tremendous, tremendous difference. Yeah. So right now, what's happening out there is that your club face is still used to the, you know, the awareness of the other motion, so the timing's a little bit off until we get that. But I like you to see that, how different that really is in motion-wise. Much more athletic. We'll keep going a little bit here. Bring it down a little bit further. So you can see how different that is.
Oh yeah.
Huge
Day
difference.
and night.
You can actually see that the weight's transferred on here. It's through the line.
Right.
Really, really great. Like I said, I think the sequencing, you can see your arms in this part maybe are a little bit behind because you're really trying to get this lower body to go. So that's why the club face is a little bit open. So I mean, in regards, I'm going to show you a tour player just so you position his hands just a little closer to his body.
Yeah.
Because his sequencing is used to it, and his arms and everything are matching up, where right now you're really stressing moving the lower body, so the arm's a little behind it, so that club face is having a hard time squaring up. But other than that, it looks really, really good. So let's take it, we'll go the next step further. We'll come into the ball.
This is what you're taking just from your camera?
Yeah, this is from my camera, yep. That's great. But you can see, if you look, because I forgot to put the shutter speed on that one, but you can see the club face. See how it's pointing a little right there?
Correct.
So that's where, but I mean, position-wise, look at that compared to this.
Right.
That's completely different. And then now if I brought up, this guy, a lot more similar to what he's doing.
Yeah.
So you can start to see it, and I know sometimes you don't see it right away in the result, but it's good to come here and see the progress really being made in as far as a motion standpoint.
Those are good exercises with the stick to do that. Because it just forces you to forget about the ball and where it's going to go. You know, once you try not to, you still want to hit a good shot, right?
Exactly. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna play them on here so that on the second video that so you can hear as we're recording, you can tell, okay, these are the exercises that we did to get those feelings. So that you, I mean, you know, you don't have to use all of them in your off or anything, but this is just the kind of the progression. So what we did, the first one was this one, where we just put it, the club on the shoulder, and you just turn back and you try to feel the hips go, and then feel everything kind of follow that way. So that was the first motion. The second one was the one where we took your left hand and we put it on the club, and then we took your right hand off. And we gave you a little tilt on that one. As you can see, you adjusted yourself. And then you went back. And then you can start to see the progress really being made in this exercise.
That exercise just really forces you to, probably, I don't know, because your hand is there, I don't know what that was a good one.
And what we're going to do is, and just to critique it a little bit so that we get the club face matchup, when you're doing this exercise, just make sure you can see how your hand is really far behind your hips, right? That means the club face is going to be a little right. So we just got to make sure you're doing it and it stays over here. Versus right now, when you're doing a great job with your lower body because you're really stressing on that, like this, but look where my hand is. When I come, it's always going to be pointed a little to the right. So we want to make sure we're going here, and we're hitting the lower body, but then the club still comes and stays in front of our body.
So it should be here,
Right.
and here.
Not there, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
It
there you are.
should be here. Gotcha.
And that's just a little fine tuning that we're going to do in a little bit. And like I said, that's being a little bit critical, but I think that's a good thing. Okay, and then this was the next progression. Yeah, and then we did the one where we just took the club and then we went right into your practice swing. And this is the practice swing that we just looked at. So you can see the progression is getting better and better and better, and then, so that's really good. So we'll stop this recording.